Okay. Okay. Where is the pro mode? Here. Okay. Yo, Blanty. How are you doing? Here we have CMC on his lap time. Let's get some of this track data in. He is going into the pits. Oscar right behind him. He is going for a lap time now. I think this was his out lap, but he is going on a lap now. DRS wide open. Not a good lap, but he's going on a lap now. Braking into turn 1 around the curb, where the curb starts. Now hitting the DRS. Weird on the power there, because you have DRS open, so less rear downforce, so it's a bit difficult on the power there. Now he is a second behind WR Fraser with a 15.921. But it can still go good. Now good entry for that curb, but he invalidates it on the exit there, and that ruins his lap. And that means it's gonna be difficult to get up to the pack with only 3 minutes to go. Almost everyone into the pits. Blastedink on a lap time, but he is invalidated as well. A lot of drivers seem to struggle with that invalidation. And it's yeah, difficult around this track, as I know myself. Now Lachterbaan goes P1 or P14, sorry, not P1, with a, I believe, let me check, 117.693, and now reverse specs, or otherwise said, Nico goes on his outlap in the Red Bull car. The first of the front runners to go out on track. Ruby as well. He is in P12 with a 117.1, which is kind of good. Around this track, the field is really close, as you can see, but just Fraser is so far ahead of the rest, and yeah, it seems to be yeah, around a 116.3. And between the 117.3, that's like a really close gap, where a lot of drivers are in right now. So I'm looking at the standings right now from the past few races. Felix has won a lot of them, but he is now disqualified or retired from this race, as he is starting last then for the main race. He has on 120 points, And behind him is Nico in the Red Bull with 66 points. Behind him Blackberry, his teammate, with 59 points. Red Bull looking very good. And McLaren a little bit less because Oscar only has 14 points. And yeah, that means it's really close in the Constructors' Championship because Red Bull is just 9 points behind McLaren. As we're looking at Nico here in P3 right now, he is the first of the front runners on his lap time. And he takes it nice and smooth. We're coming up now to the end of second sector. Let's see what it is going to be. It's going to be 1/10 up on his own time, and this can be huge because the gaps are so small, and that can mean he is in P1. So if Fraser invalidates his last lap, that can mean he is on provisional pole right now. It's still really close, coming up towards the line, a little bit of oversteer there, turning on DRS. Is it going to be enough? No, it's not going to be enough. He lost a lot of margin in that last sector time, and it's just only a 1:16.35, which is not going to be enough for pole position. But Fraser on this lap as well, as he is 82 thousandths up on sector 1, which can be huge as well because Beast is on a lap as well. Blackberry just jumped ahead of Ultimate Beast with only 3 thousandths between them. Margins aren't big. As Ewek just jumped up to P7 and CMC in P6 right now. Fraser is 2/10 up on his own time. That's going to be a 1:15.6 or 7. It's going to be huge for him, as he is on his ultimate lap right now. Beast stays in P4, so the two Red Bulls looking very good. Again, now coming up towards the line. What is it going to be for Fraser? It's a 1:15.4, and that's a lap time, but he has invalidated. He would have been on pole by a lot, but he has invalidated, as I didn't see it. Sorry for that. Now coming around to the final corner. Oh, this is going to be a good lap time as well. Can he do something? Oh, he puts it on P2. Morris puts it on P2 out of nowhere. 4/10 up on his own time. It's going to be a really good lap from him that he put in there. That's a really good lap. You should have been happy with that. P2 for Morris then, as he is P6 in the championship with 55 points, I believe. Yes, the gap is really close behind Felix, who has just confidently almost double the points from P2, and that's insane. So it's Fraser in P1, then Morris, then Nico, Blackberry, Beast, CMC, Felix, Ewek, Ruby, Louis rounding out the top 10, then Oscar starting from P11, then Blanca, Toussaint Korn, Lachtbaan, Game Maatje, Blasterdink, EJ, Tiak and Felix is the last car on the grid here. It's gonna be very tight on the grid. Very good amount of racing if Felix can do a last to first challenge, but would be incredible for him to do it. Let me just click something. Okay, better, like that. We're on the grid now. Let's see what we can do. Love the accent, thank you mate. Nothing I could do on that one, but I'm trying. Race is going to start in 16 seconds. We hope to get a good camera angle from the game, as I hope to do. Two seconds is it gonna start the Grand Prix. Is there a formation lap? Will there be a formation lap? Yes, there will be a formation lap. Fraser starting of course from P1. Nobody got a penalty, as I can see maybe. So far so good. Fraser still looking good, starting on the hard compound tire. Let's actually see where everybody is starting on. Where can I see that? Here I can see it. A lot of mixed choices for now, but a lot of people starting on the medium compound tire, especially in the midfield here. And maybe the front runners are choosing for the hard compound. And what you can see there is a strategy difference between the two Red Bulls. There, two guys got disqualified. I think they touched each other, which is not ideal. Oh, Felix spun it. Good way to warm up your tires, of course. He touched the grass there a little bit. Two Red Bulls warming up together here. As you can see there, Nico on the hard compound tire and Blackberry on the medium compound tire, so that's going to be interesting at the start of this race. What they can do with this different strategy, because Blackberry is of course gonna go better off the line, but Nico is of course faster in the long term, and maybe looking here for a race victory for Red Bull finally. I think they already won one Grand Prix. Let me check for a second. No, Nico got 3 podiums actually, and Blackberry got 1 podium, but they scored very consistent points. Nico didn't score any points in 2 races, but he got 4 podiums from 6 races. That's incredible. As a few people are disqualified. A shit camera angle from Formula 1 race, and we're just gonna go on board with Morris here, starting on P2. It's 5 red lights out, and we go green, green, green. It's a good start for Morris actually on the medium compound tire, and he already has taken the lead now into turn 1. Can he remain that lead into the braking zone? Yes, he can, and it's a beautiful action there from Morris, as we see there. Beast getting a beautiful start there. Is in P3 already, now moving up to P3 actually, overtaking Nico there on the hard compound tire. Red Bull struggling a bit. Ewek gets up to P5, battling with Blackberry here. Beautiful start there from Ultimate Beast, gaining 2 places in front of the Red Bulls. They're almost the Red Bulls colliding with each other. This is a close start, but now Morris leads from Fraser, from Beast, from Nico, Blackberry, Ewek, Blanca, Felix, Louis and Oscar. Rounding out the top 10, and Felix Shione is already up to P12 from P19. Beautiful start from him, as we have a spin there from Gamaatje, as he is now at the back of the pack in with 4 seconds. But a beautiful start there from Morris on the soft compound tire, and he needs to get a big gap here to make that medium compound tire work. As he says, the fastest lap of the race for Aston Martin. Now Beast trying to break the slipstream from the 2 Red Bulls. What are they gonna do? Because maybe Blackberry gets held a little bit now by the hard runners in front of him, as he has more pace maybe on the softer compound tire. Let's actually see here what position changes are. So Morris gained 1 place from Fraser, and Beast gained 2 places from the Red Bulls, which is a beautiful start from him. He's on controller obviously, as we see there are 3 people boxing, so that means damage most of the time. It's very unfortunate to have that on your beginning lap. But yeah, Ewek as well gaining 2 places, but the most important here, Felix Jone already gaining 7 places from the last place, and impressive as well, EJ Mack gaining 6 places, as he was starting from P17 I believe. Beautiful stuff there from the 2. As we see here, still the very close battle, as we can see as well on the front. The DRS window is broken now, as we see a yellow flag. I think that is 1000 scorn. As we can see there, Beast is trying to break that slipstream again as we move now towards Nico. He still can't make it. Now DRS is available for the end of this lap. It's a double detection zone, so if you get the first detection zone for the straight, you automatically get the second DRS zone, which is easier to overtake. But it's are not very long straight, so it's still difficult to overtake. Both of the Red Bull drivers here are pushing behind Beast as he got the better start, but they are slowing down a lot. They already lost 2.4 seconds to Fraser, who is now 1.1 or 1.2 I should say, behind Morris. He's losing time on that harder compound tire at the beginning of the race, as there goes, I think, EWAC a little bit wide over the curb there. Nothing major yet, but he should watch out with that, as I should say 1000 scorn already getting a track limit penalty. So we move now to EWAC, who is right behind Oscar as their game manager crashed out of the race. If we can see what happened there, it's a safety car, or is it a virtual safety car? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a full safety car on lap 4 of this race. Really unfortunate. Game manager crashed out. Can we see what happened here? No, we can't really see it. I think he just crashed into the barrier all by himself, because he was driving pretty alone. So yeah, that's unfortunate for him. But now this is the opportunity, of course, for the medium runners to maybe box for the hard compound and make it towards the end of the race, because that hard compound tire can last very long. As we can see there, Beast, getting into problems is Beast. Beast spun it from P4 as he lost his front wing there. Yes, he has. Beast has lost his front wing, and as he was in P3, actually, not P4, he moved now down to P11, but he has to box for a new front wing as well. Beast spun it, maybe ran into the back of someone, or just crashed into a barrier. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, very difficult for Beast there, as he lost there like 7-8 places maybe. Yeah, that's unfortunate one. He has to box from the hard compound tire to the mediums, and that's gonna maybe be a 2-stopper. Very unfortunate for Beast there. As we can see there, I think with that, except Beast, no one pitting. Beast is pitting. Let's see if his pit stop goes right, because we have nothing else to watch really here. As everyone is closing down on the safety car, turning in, and yeah, moving that front wing. What I already like is that the front wing that just came off stands there in perfect shape. Thanks to F1 game for that. Felix pits as well for the medium compound tire. Did he have any damage then as well? I wonder. Maybe he had, because he's now down to P14. I think he was just in P11 maybe. He didn't lose too much time. But yeah. Yeah, it's now fresh medium compound tires, 4 laps younger than everybody around him, except Beast, who and maybe they both need to go for a 2-stopper now, which is kind of unfortunate for both of them. As we go through the pack here for the final time, Morris still leads from Fraser. Nico and Blackberry gained the position from Beast, as they are now in P3 and 4 for the Red Bull team. Great performance from them. Are always consistent on that point, where they can just gain a lot of points. And McLaren is consistent as well with the one and only Felix Schone, who is always consistent at the top. He has only 1 DNF and 1 like P6 it was. I don't know where you get 8 points, to be honest. But yeah, Beast pits again there. I think he's moving on to the hard compound, and this can maybe be a good strat from him, because he can now move to the end of the race on the hard compound tire. Yes, he is moving to the hard compound tire. He only did 4 laps on them. And he can do the rest of the race now. He switched to another compound, so he completed the rules, I should say. And he is now down into P16, but he only lost 3 places by doing it. And he can warm his tires now behind the safety car, and the safety car is going to be in this lap, if I see it like this. This is going to go in this lap. And yeah, that's a great strat from him as well. Oh, Felix getting in problems as well as he spun off. He is now down into P9. Is that Ruby as well who got in problems? No. He has to give the place back, Felix. And he's now down into P11. Unfortunate. It seems really difficult to keep your tires hot here. Because 2 people already spinning now behind the safety car. So cool, yeah, cool tires are a little bit of a problem here. As you can see, safety car in this lap, Morris trying to heat his tires up one more time before he sends it maybe out of the final corner, maybe earlier, maybe later, we won't know. And Fraser is looking hungry behind him as well, almost side by side the 2 cars. He's warming up his tires on the hard compound, of course, which is going to be better in the long term, but he has to get a good restart if he wants to get ahead of Morris here. With, of course, the fish helmet, the best helmet in this game, in my opinion. And he's going to go already here, and a bad restart for Fraser gets Morris still the lead of this race. Can he do something into turn 1? No, he's too far behind. There is Blackberry looking on Nico. Let's see what's happening there behind. It's Felix battling with a lot of cars. Oh, there's a spin from Nachtbaan, and he is lost a position. And can Felix here go around the outside? Oh my god! There Felix goes straight on. Felix Jonet was turning in to 1000 corn. Oh, there's another DNF there, as he just DNF'd on track. Yeah, really unfortunate there from Felix Jonet, who was trying to go around the outside, but Felix just sent it down the inside there from Felix Jonet and 1000 corn. Really unfortunate there for Felix Jonet, as he lost a lot of time there. He could have gained a beautiful place, but he lost one instead. Morris still leading 6 tenths behind. We have Fraser, who's hard giving or getting life in right now, because they seem to work. He doesn't seem to lose that much time yet. Only 7 tenths behind, and behind him Nico can keep up very well as well. He's out of the DRS now. As we can see there, Felix has, I guess, front wing damage or some kind of damage, because he spun out of the penultimate turn and now your tires are just too hot and you keep 360ing. Unfortunate for him. Morris then still leading 5 tenths behind him. We have Fraser, who is hunting him down, maybe just trying to stay behind him, waiting for those hard tires to wake up a little bit and for those mediums to cool down a lot. Then there we have a battle between Ruby and Thiak. Ruby runs a little bit wide there, as Beast there can overtake him, and that's 2 places lost in 1 or 2 corners, I should say, from Ruby. And he needs to get down. Has he got front wing damage? Yes, he has lost a front wing end plate, as he has a lot of understeer here. CMC trying to go on the inside here. Ruby giving him space and runs out of track here. He has some kind of damage. I think he maybe ran into the back of AJ or Thiak. I won't be able to shout that out, but he needs to box now for the hard compound tire and try and make it towards the end, and he is gonna box. Morris then still leading the pack and just set the fastest lap. Ewek close behind, and there's Beast making a move there on Tiek, and Tiek brutally defending, but that lost him time on the exit, and Beast is past with a lap pressure ties, but Tiek sends it down the inside, but they touch. It's a very optimistic send there from Tiek, a send that you can't make really. You should back out of that one, but they touched both, and now 2 seconds gap. As we see there, Blackberry spun as well from P4. Blackberry spun, and he's now down to P9, lost 5 places, and he has to make up for it. Those medium compound tires don't seem to work that well, because they are spinning a lot on the medium compound tire. As he has now the hunting Beast behind with a lap fresher tires than everyone else around him. See that 1 lap on the medium tires, and he can now drive this race towards the end. If he can just stay within a pit stop of the leading car, he should be able to maybe get a chance of a race win here. Felix and Thiek fighting behind him, and Felix trying to go around the outside here. Really close between the two as he gets better traction. Overtake enabled with DRS enabled. Not yet, I believe so. Yes, he has DRS, and he moves up to P11, and he is hunting down Ultimate Beast right now. Oh, as there spun somebody, Beast. No, Beast spun as well, as he's struggling for traction out of first corner, and he's now down to P13. All of the guys I'm shouting out are spinning. Commentator curse is real. Louis van Twist really close behind Oscar in P5. A really great performance from Oscar so far. As we can see there, Louis 4 tenths behind. He's the only car that's so close to another car, as he should get a chance here. Oh, he runs very wide. Commentator curse is fucking real. Oh no, it's just just lag from the game or from me. I don't know. 6 tenths behind now. He lost a little bit in that last sector, as he seems to struggle there, especially in that sector. And now DRS enabled. He is now very far behind, but Blackberry is very close to AJ. Can he maybe turn on the overtake button? As we can see there, the fastest lap 1:19.2 from Felix Jone. That's gonna be improved at by the end of the race. Maybe if you saw TX spun as well coming out of the final corner, now dropping down to P14. 3 cars having a penalty now. It's Felix, Thiek and Nachtbaan with a 3-second time penalty. And here painfully Felix getting lapped by other cars around him. He had to make a few pit stops from damage, I believe so. And that puts him down to P16. Last car running and being lapped now already by P9. Very disappointing from him, for him, not from him. It's there, AJ running a little bit wide, and this group is very close to each other. It's a little bit of a train going on here behind Blanca, as a lapped car there is very annoying, I should say, as he should just let them through, but he's not letting them through. He's just racing with them, but he's giving him DRS. As we can see there, Louis very close behind there. Behind Oscar. Is he going for the move around the outside here? Should be a beautiful move here around the outside. Did he make it? Did he make it? Not. Yes, he did make it. He's now on the inside and he can run him out of space. And that's Louis moving up to P5 and Oscar moving down to P6. And now it's a longer, even longer train from P5 to P10. As we can see there, Felix jumping ahead of AJ. Very good performance by him as well, as CMC is right behind him. Blackberry gaining 3 seconds, gaining a 3-second time penalty. Oh, I completely missed it. It happened, the switch for the lead. Morris lost the place on 11 lap Old Hearts to Fraser, who's now completely pushing him out of the DRS. He's almost out of the DRS. Will he be able to get the DRS now? Yes, he just will. But it doesn't... it's not a lot of difference. But he gets the DRS for this lap. But this is a 1.1 gap now. This is gonna be interesting towards the end, because the medium tire already dropping off. Can we see that on other cars as well? Maybe Felix Shone. Oh no, he is gaining a place there on AJ down the inside. Very great move by Felix here. He leaves the room on the outside, but it's not needed anymore because he gained the place. And now in front of him, BlackBerry S there. Thiek crashed out. Can we see it? No, we can't. We're not gonna be able to see it. How he crashed out, but he crashed out, I think, on the outside there of the fast left-hander. That's a very common place to crash out. And the second full safety car is out on track. And it's a beautiful time for the medium runners to switch to the hard compound tire. But I think it's just too early for the hard runners to switch to the medium. And is Morris gonna box for the hard compound tire? Yes, he is. And oh, Fraser as well. And he has to box for the medium compound, right? But that's a long time to go. Still on that medium compound tire, because as you can see earlier on, Morris was struggling on the medium tire after 13 laps. And now Fraser has to do almost 20, no, more than 20 laps. That's a tough time. That's a tough one. It's a really difficult decision, of course, to make when you're in that moment. But yeah, let's see what he can do here. Then on the medium compound, he's gonna have an advantage on the earlier stages of this race. But is he gonna have enough of a difference to get an entire pit stop window towards Morris? Because I don't think he will make it to the end on those tires, because they wear out pretty fast, I believe so, because Morris got overtaken with the hard compound tire on lap 11. Or Felix was just very fast and had a lot of overspeed. But I doubt that, because it was very close in qualifying as well. And it is something different, qualifying, and the race is completely something different. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough one for Fraser to make this to the end, so tire wear is pretty high around here. As we did this race last season as well. And fun fact, Beast got the absolute smash of everyone. He got pole position, he was the race winner and got the fastest lap. Insane performance by him, of course. Last season. Yeah, now he doesn't seem to be up there this season, only a P11. Of course he had damage and he spun, I think 2 times already now. But yeah, and BlackBerry is still struggling as well. He switched to the hard compound tire from the mediums, which is the ideal strat here if you are on that list. If you can just switch from the medium to hards, yeah, that's just beautiful. Nachbaan, you can see there is he moved a lot of places because he stayed out on the hard compound tire. Just gonna feel it on the restart maybe. Did we do this race last season as well? Now I'm gonna watch. We did not. This is the second season from the 3 seasons we did so far in GFRL that we come around the Hungarian ring. And so far only 4 cars DNF'd from the 19 cars on the grid. And it's gonna be safety car in this lap. Now the tables have turned, of course. Morris got the restart last time around, but the tire compounds switched as well, as Fraser is awake. He is fast on those medium compound tire. As we know, he is fast on the soft compound tire in qualifying. 1:15.4 was his qualifying lap, but it got invalidated, otherwise it would have been 5/10 ahead of P2. He's gonna line up the exit here to maybe get a good exit as he goes there. As you can see there, the snap of oversteer. But Morris is awake as he saw the snap of oversteer. Fraser just trying to break the slipstream as it's just a short straight down into turn 1 is just not enough for him to move up a place. Can we maybe spot overtake here? Beast very close here, as I mentioned earlier. This train is just going around and around. Oscar is in P7 and he is leading this small train, as 2 McLarens are in here. Felix Jone as well as Beast is trying to look for a move, maybe around the outside or maybe on the inside, around some of these corners. CMC looking for a move as well now, on board with him, as there goes White, and that's Blanca Polama, as I pronounce it right maybe, and he is just able to defend from Beast there, but Beast got the switchback. Is he gonna be able to break late enough? Yes he is. A beautiful center by Beast, but now Blanca has the better exit, but it's just a too short run towards the next corner, and he's now tumbling down a little bit as he went wide. Fraser now with a 1:18.7, already 1.6 second gap towards P2, and as we mentioned there, Nico is very close to Morris, only 3/10 separate them, and he just has to wait for the DRS to open up at some stage, as he can maybe play a role in this race as well. He switched from the hard to mediums as well, the same as Fraser, so the mediums are better in these early stages of the tires. So Morris just has to defend. Oh, there goes Oscar. Oscar spun it around. Oh, he crashed. He crashed with Nachtbaan. And they both lost their front wing. And that's very unfortunate. I don't know what happened between the two. But yeah, they have both crashed out each other. And now Felix, oh my god, Felix is up to P6. He just got lost of all of the carnage and moves up to P6. Beautiful stuff there from him. Felix already up to P6 now, 1.4 second gap. DRS is enabled for this lap, but they still have to wait a lap before they can open it. Felix 1.5 seconds behind Louis van Twist, and he seems to gain a lot of time here. Already a 10th on the first corner and 2/10 on this straight again. He's gaining time quickly, but Beast there behind him as well. Oscar and Nachtbaan of course both pit for a new set of medium compound tires, as they both lost their front wings. Very unfortunate for the two of them. Now we're gonna watch Nico line up his overtake. Oh, Blackberry spun again. Blackberry spun again, coming out of the long right-hander, and it's a very difficult place to get your traction in, as he spun it there a second time because of the hot tires. Very unfortunate for him, and that can cost Red Bull something. But there Felix, or Nico braking very late here and lining up his exit before he can get to Morris. Morris now very is a sitting duck here. He goes around the outside. Nico, can he brake late enough to make it stick? No, he can't, but he is lining it up for this exit as he has DRS again. He's now going down the inside of Morris, and he is on the inside of Morris. Great racing between the two. Is he making the move stick? Yes, he has, and he is up to P2 on the medium compound tire there. Beautiful overtake there from Nico. Great lineup. And he is the purple sector 1 as he used a lot of battery there to get rid of Morris. And now he has to make a little bit of a gap to him before his tires drop off in a lap or 7 or 8 maybe, or earlier. I don't know. It's gonna be very close. Maybe a pit stop window he needs to gain. But Morris now 6/10 behind him as that gap is getting bigger and bigger. Morris seems to struggle on those hard compound tires. Those are not his compound kind of compound of tire. As you see there, Felix gained a lot of time here, a second over the last lap, as he is now only 2/10 behind Louis van Twist, and he is maybe able to get the place here on the straight. Yes, he is, but Louis breaks the slipstream, but it's not enough for defending from Felix Jona, and he overtakes Louis, and it's up to P5 now on 10 lap old hards, the oldest hards on the running cars. Now only Felix in the Ferrari has 10 lap old mediums, but he still needs to box a time, and Felix is trying to get these tires towards the end of the race as Morris gets out of the 1 second window, so he won't be able to get DRS, and he's now gonna be landing in a little bit of a nowhere land because he has EWAC 4 seconds behind him, and the time from the car in front of him is moving up as well. Let's see what the penalties are. We have 5 seconds for Felix. I think it's maybe speeding into the pit lane. 3 seconds for Blanca, for Blackberry as well, and for Nachtbaan we have 3 seconds as well. Now it's Felix right behind EWAC. It's gonna be a easy overtake. He is within the DRS, just moving out of the slipstream on the inside. EWAC is not going to defend too much, and before the braking zone he is ahead and moving up to P4. Incredible stuff here from Felix Jona as he moves up to P4. Great race from him so far, from last on the grid. He started on P19 and he's already up to P4 by the end of, or by the beginning of lap 21. Great stuff from him. As we see a yellow flag there, it's, I believe, Felix. Yes, it's Felix who dropped or who spun it, but not losing any positions. CMC here, 5/10 behind Blanca, who is under pressure because he got another time penalty, 6 seconds of penalties now, and he's under 10% ERS, as we can see here on this dashboard. Only 8% of DRS, and he's using more to defend from CNC. It's clearly under pressure here from the Mercedes driver, as Mercedes is a little bit struggling for points this season so far. Only 6 points for CMC, and AJ only getting 4 points in for the team. That means they're on 20 points. That's not right, is it? 4 plus 6 is not 20. But yeah, oh, maybe a reserve drove for them. But then the reserve got more points than them combined. Okay. But now both Mercedes in the points for now. So that's a good one. As AJ there gets really close to Beast, going around the outside but not making it stick right now, as Beast is on the medium compound tire struggling for grip, and AJ is on the hard compound tire, who are a little bit fresher than the tires from Beast. But AJ is flashing as well, as he is just a little bit above 10%, only 6% now, as Beast runs a little bit wide there, but he is able to defend. Beast below 10% ERS as well. ERS is low on all of these cars. Oh, almost running into the back there, AJ. He just keeps it out of the back there from the Williams, but now Blanca really close behind the Mercedes as well. But now Mercedes turns on the DRS, but a lot more straight line speed there coming from the Williams, as he had a better exit maybe, or lower wings, and more ERS maybe to play with. And he can't overtake him here. It's a little bit of a DRS train we're sitting in here, with 4 cars fighting for P7, and maybe further than that, because Ruby now is closing in on those guys as well, because they're battling. Ruby is closing in on them as well. A nice camera angle, everyone. Who are we watching? Thank you. There's Ruby there. Isn't driving his best race so far of the season, as he is P12 in the championship with 11 points. He got the points across a lot of races, but the most in Bahrain. In the second round of the season he got 6 points, and he didn't participate in the first race around Australia, or I don't know what track. But now it's a 5-car battle here. Insane from all of these cars. But now Blanca is the closest one to all of these guys, and in the middle of the pack. Is he able to do something on the Mercedes here? They're all flashing. Is he going on the inside? Yes, he is. He's gonna make the descent, but he's just not close enough to AJ. But he has the better exit now. No, he has not. And it's still nothing happening in this race. I thought a little bit of an exciting moment, but there hasn't been one since a lot of spins. Oh, there goes Blanca, and he's out of the race. Oh my god, the commentator's curse is real. And I said just it wasn't exciting enough, but now it can be exciting enough, as he struggles for traction there around the fast left-hander, and it gives an opportunity to a lot of guys here on the grid. Of course, the people on the medium compound tire can box, but Fraser decides not to pit and stay out on the medium compound tire, as they are starting to wear out, I believe so. So interesting strategy from him. Felix Schone is gonna pit from the 14 lap old hard compound tires, the same as Ewag is gonna pit, and a lot of guys behind them are gonna pit as well. There's CMC moving on and gaining a lot of places here, moving up all the way to P4. Did he make a pit stop yet? Yes, he did. But can he make it on those medium compound tires towards the end? Of course, his teammate boxed as well this lap, so maybe he needs to continue one more lap and can box then, but that is gonna lose him a lot of places here, as Louis van Twist there goes for a weird strategy, I should say, for the soft compound tire. Those drop off in like 3 laps. That's gonna be a very hard one to survive towards the end. What is he trying? What is bro cooking? He was in the points, as I'm grabbing the stats here. Louis. Is Louis a reserve driver? as we can going to see the penalties again. Oh yeah, there goes. Oh, Ewek. Ewek spun it. Embarrassing a little bit. Behind the safety car as he's warming his tires. He is now dropped down to P9. As Ruby now moves just silently into the points here. Great performance by him so far. As it's apparently a sus stream, as we can see in chat. Okay. The gaps are moving closer and closer as everyone is trying to get within or is trying to catch up everyone. I got bodywork damage. Are you this one? That's really unfortunate, man. Bodywork damage. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Appreciate it, Leon. Got now 28 followers. Sure. Oh, okay. Yeah, unfortunate, man. 3-second penalties as well, but now you have another opportunity to get a little bit of places, maybe towards the points. It's only 3 places, so it's not far from the points. But now I know you're called Leon, so I can start and call you Leon. But we have another Leon? No, we don't. Okay. As there's one more lap of safety car action on the track, and after that we can round up the safety car, keep it behind us and start racing again for not a lot of laps. He just needs to survive like a few more laps on those medium compound tires and he will make it through and win this race. It's a very close race from Fraser, but he is doing a good job here. Ferrari, just a OP team here. They are just the best team on the grid by a lot. As they're out scoring everyone last season, of course, not a lot of people, or not a lot of times they are doing good this season. Lars and Jalram, of course, in the in the mix. They are not always performing this time, but last season they won, or Jalram won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 races and got 194 points, and Lars won 1, 2 races and they got a lot of podiums together and finished 1-2 in the championship. Still Mercedes won because they both drove for Mercedes, or Jalram drove for Mercedes in the early stages of the championship last season. So Mercedes won the constructors for the second time, but now it's going McLaren's way for this season, but Red Bull is very close behind them as well. So it is a very close race between everyone. As here Fraser is gonna try and get the best restart possible, as there he goes. And Nico was sleeping a little bit and now he has to defend from Morris. And a lot of cars now are going side by side. Morris is now trying to get a move done, but there is Felix Schone now on the inside of Morris and he overtakes him. Felix Schone up to P4. Or up to P3 on the back of the grid. I say it once more, and he's from the back of the grid, moves up to P3, and with so much newer medium tires, he has the best chance of winning this race. Oscar spins again on the soft compound tire. Louis, with 7 laps to go, it's gonna be struggling on those soft compound tires, same as CMC, but they just need to survive. Can Felix do something here? No, Nico is just going defensive here, as they are struggling to get the places in. Nico goes a little bit wide, and that gives maybe an opportunity here for Felix Schone. Nico loses a lot of time to Fraser, as he is trying to defend here, trying to break the slipstream. Is it going to be enough? Overtake button enabled. It's going to be moving out of the slipstream here for Felix Schone. Now on the outside. Oh, they turn in! He completely turned into Nico, and Nico is dropping down the order. He's in P8 now. What is happening here? It looks like he turned in completely on the Red Bull car. Now he's fighting with CMC on the soft compound tire, and he is down into P9, just in front of his teammates. A little bit of wheel banging now, going up to the hill. It's CMC who moves up to P8. But yeah, very unfortunate there from reverse specs. Oscar DNFs there from the race. I don't know how that happened, but we're watching here contact between Felix Schone and reverse specs. It looked like Felix Schone completely turned into Nico here, and that's very unfortunate for him. As we have a yellow flag, that's for Louis. He spun on the right, or fast right-hander, and that's unfortunate for him as well. But now Fraser leading from Felix Schone, who is going to be under investigation after the race. The stewards are going to find that one out. But yeah, he's in P2 for now. Morris with a 3-second time penalty still. And now suddenly Mercedes looking very good in this situation, because he is on 3 seconds of time penalties. So AJ maybe getting a podium in here, just sneaking that one away, but Ultimate Beast is hunting him as well. Very close here at the back of Morris. A lot of cars wanting that P3 position, but if they keep up like this, Morris is gonna lose a lot of places. And I mean a lot, because he has a 3-second time penalty, and he's at least going to lose. He's gonna at least drop down to P8, is he? He's 3 seconds behind P2 as well now. He's struggling. He was P2 at the start of this race, and he got P1 in turn 1, but it seems he's struggling now for P3, for getting P3 in, and as there, Nico's weekend just gets even more terrible than it already was 5 laps ago. He spun out and is now down to P12, as he seems to get in a almost perfect weekend for Red Bull here. He spun out and he's now down to P12. Nothing he could do there. Maybe just spun on its own, but there it's CMC who goes around the outside and then turns to the inside there, and he moves up to P6, but he just needs to get a gap in. He just needs to get a 3-second gap into a lot of cars. or at least to Ewek, to don't lose the position. But Ewek is gonna try and get that place at the end of the Grand Prix. As CMC goes a little bit wider, goes a little bit defensive, just telling him, hey, I am here, I'm gonna defend this place. As there is a battle for the lead now between Felix Schone and Fraser. Felix Schone really fast throughout the whole race. Drove from last place, is now on a lot newer compound of tires and is trying to find the position from Fraser here, as he's still under investigation, of course. But if he gets a 5-second penalty now, he's only gonna drop down to P4. And that's just yeah, that's telling how close the field is, but also how fast those front two are. Just look at that gap on the bottom right on the mini-map. It's so big from those leading pack, but here it is gonna be Felix Schone in the DRS with ERS on in the slipstream, going around the outside. Of course, Fraser defending that inside, but he is gonna line up the exit here, and it's gonna be P1 for now. Felix Schone moves up from last place to first place. Beautiful race from him so far. Fantastic racing here. As Felix Schone moves up to P1, 8 lap old tires, has the fastest lap of the race, sets the first sector fastest, or the fastest first sector, as a beast as well gets a time penalty in, and that may have cost him the podium, as he overtook AJ on the straight, but he's maybe gonna lose it here. Again, AJ runs wide again, and he has to watch out as well for running wide. But if he just stays within this gap with Beast and not let it grow too much, then he can still grab the podium from P5 where he is now. But he doesn't, he needs to watch out on that gap to Morris as well, as it is 2 seconds already. It's moving up quickly and needs to pick up the pace if he wants to have a chance for the podium in these last 2 laps. Felix Schone sets the fastest lap of the race. Speaking of that, what is the fastest lap of the race? I didn't see it. We can't see it here. Let's put it here. 17.8, by far the fastest on track. Almost 1 second faster than everybody else. Only Louis gets close to him with 1:18.5. That's the closest car to Felix, but he is absolutely dominant this race. Crashed out of qualifying, had to do a last to first, but everything he seems to try, he seems unstoppable from now. He is just 1 minute and 16 seconds in front of Louis van Twist, and he is just gonna lap a car. How insane is that? If he just keeps this momentum, he's gonna absolutely destroy everyone this race. As there, Felix in the Ferrari spun again. But Felix Schone here on his final lap of this Grand Prix. Nothing is really happening here. Beast couldn't overtake Morris, but we're just gonna watch the leader here. No one on a straight anymore behind the Mercedeses, as it seems that AJ is maybe gonna get it. It's gonna be really tight at the line here, to be honest, with AJ and Morris, because AJ is 2.8 behind Beast, and Beast is just 6/10. So it's 3.2 now, the gap from AJ to Morris. But here we're just watching our race leader. For now, he's 3.3 seconds ahead of like everyone, yeah, as we can see here. Absolutely dominant. 3.3 seconds in front of the car in second place, pitted for new tires, another safety car, and he's coming around the final corner now, as it is gonna be Felix who wins this race from last place with 4 seconds ahead of P2. Beautiful race there from Felix, as we're now gonna watch AJ. What is it gonna be for AJ? No, it's not gonna be P4, even P4 for him. A little bit of position changes. Only CMC moves down a place from AWAC, as it is a beautiful race there, as we saw here in the Hungarian. 5 cars DNF, as I counted right. No, 6 cars DNF from this race. Very unfortunate for them. No points scored. Only Red Bull is going to take a huge hit here in the championship standings as well. But yeah, that's very, very tough. A tough one to take here from Red Bull. They were P2 in the standings before this, and now it's going to be very close, to be honest, with Ferrari, who takes 18 points, and Red Bull only get 2 points on the board here. We're just waiting for Louis to cross the line. Did Nico get the fastest lap at the end? Let me check. Don't. Wait. He didn't. He got a 1:19.0. Yeah, something has maybe happened to him. But yeah. That's the race. Felix, driver of the day, as he deserves. Felix here going onto the podium for a absolute beautiful race, with a wave towards his team and the fans, and he's lifting up the trophy for, I believe, what is it country? Is it Germany? I couldn't see it. Let me see. Ferrari, of course, of Fraser on the second slot and Morris on the third slot. Well, then we are gonna run through the grid. It's Felix Horner who wins the race with and the fastest lap with a 1:17.8 here, and Fraser is gonna end up in P2. Then looking at the rest of the grid, then it's Morris, Beast, AJ, EWAC, CMC got P7, he was P6 on the grid, lost 1 place. Ruby, Blackberry, Nachtbaan, or Leon, as you want to call him, Felix, Nico, Louis, Oscar, Blanca Polama, Thiak, Tossenkorn, Blassedink, Gamaatje, will round up or grid here for this race. So that was it. Thanks for watching, everybody who tuned in to the GFRL stream here tonight. It was a beautiful race here with a lot happening. Keep track of the Discord if you are in, to maybe see if something is happening on the results here tonight, because yeah, it was a little bit controversial what happened there with Felix and Nico, but it's gonna be all found out towards the end of this race, within like 48 hours. So watch the Discord, and that's a goodbye from me. Ciao.